Hi, besties. So, I have been trying to make this video for 10,000 fucking years, but my life keeps going to shit. So the video keeps not getting made, and then I keep forgetting what it is that I actually want to talk about. So if I start rambling through this, that's perfectly fine. You know, bear with me. My brain, there's a lot going on up here, okay? But we got this, besties.
Holy is the sunrise, clear as the water.
So today, anyways, let me calm down. Today, I wanted to talk about self-acceptance. No, not confidence. I guess I could talk about confidence too, because a lot of people ask, but I answered this question in a TikTok because people ask, Rocky, how are you so confident? Like, as a plus size woman, it's very daunting to some people to see me like have all my flab out and to just be out here doing my thing, because nobody expects plus size women to be themselves out loud. They want us to like hide away in burlap sex. So people go, Rocky, like, how can I be confident like you? Like, how did you get to this point where you can exist as a fat person and not be apologetic about it? Let me tell y'all how that shit is not confidence. Like, to a lot of people, it seems like I'm just exuding like this big confident energy, but it's not. I don't operate from confidence because confidence is a feeling. Like right now, I am not feeling too confident in this damn video because my brain and my mind, like, it's not connected. There's nothing connecting right now. So the confidence isn't here. And if I operated off of that feeling of confidence, this video would not be getting made. I operate off of a constant state of self-acceptance, meaning that, like, I don't beat myself up about anything. I acknowledge the positive and negative things about myself, and I just keep going. I move forward. Me accepting myself allows myself to be unapologetically me, because I know who I am. I know what's going on over here. So all that shit over there, all these people out here that feel like they can tell me about myself, you cannot. You hold no weight. None of your opinions hold any weight, because I know what's going on. So you kind of like hate by yourself. So like I said before, I feel like confidence is a feeling and self-acceptance is a constant state of being. But also when it comes to self-acceptance, I view it as a necessary base in order to grow. If you don't have a solid base to build off of, like, imagine if you're playing Legos and you got like a whole bunch of holes in this base that you're trying to make and you're building off of, that shit's gonna tumble. Or if you're playing, what's that damn Jenga? If you're playing Jenga and there's only one block on the bottom and you keep building on top of it, eventually it's going to tumble because there's nothing there to hold up that growth. So sitting back and thinking about the things that you don't like about yourself, or the things that you love about yourself, or the things that people constantly criticize you about, and you come to an understanding that just because these certain aspects of you exist, that does not mean that you deserve any less. That's one of the first steps for me to self-acceptance. To completely understand that you are a human being, and honestly, you are not worse or better than anybody else out there. Now, don't get me wrong. I think I can one-up a couple people out here. But what I mean is, as human beings, we are all capable of being flawed, of making mistakes. That's what I mean by you're no better than and you're no less than. Because we're all human, and eventually we all fuck up or we all succeed. So yeah, the first step to self-acceptance is self-awareness. Just being aware of those positive and those negatives. Honestly, if you have to sit down and you have to make a positive and negative list about yourself and you have to go through them one by one, because this is a process. Self-acceptance is not something that happens overnight. You're not just going to wake up and be like, yeah, I'm perfectly okay with myself right now. No, because I'm 21 years old. I've gotten hate for 21 years of my life. I've been taught to hate myself for this long. It's probably going to take me at least half or more than that time to get to a point where I have unlearned all of that. So it's not something that happens overnight. So yes, sit down, make a list of what you might like or dislike, or what people like constantly point out about you, and ask yourself, why are these things not okay? Who told you that they weren't okay, and why should you believe them? People's opinions are a reflection of what they've learned, of what they've been through. They're not a reflection of you. So why should you believe their reflection? if that makes sense. Like, why should you hold stock in what somebody else has learned and they're just projecting that onto you? Ask yourself, why are these things negative and positive? Why do you have emotions attached to these things instead of them just being neutral aspects of yourself that you can or cannot change? When it comes to self-acceptance and you've been self-aware, you understand how you work, you've come to the conclusion that you are indeed a human being and all human beings are flawed. Now you might get to the point where you're like, there are some things that, yes, I have accepted about myself, but that I kind of want to change. For me, having that self-acceptance made change way more easier because I wasn't beating myself up about anything. I wasn't dragging myself through the mud because I didn't achieve some goal when I said I was going to achieve it. No, I was just like, okay, cool. Let me keep going. I had a setback. That's perfectly fine. Let me keep going. When it comes to self-acceptance, you learn how to show yourself compassion. And that's really important during this journey. You have to show yourself compassion. You're not gonna, if somebody asks you for help and they don't get it right away, you're not gonna cuss them out. You're not gonna beat them up. You're not gonna call them like a stupid bitch or anything like that. No, you're gonna show them compassion and you're gonna continue to help them move forward in the goal that they have. Why can you treat somebody else like that, but you can't treat yourself like that? Why does somebody else deserve more compassion from you than you're willing to give yourself? Along with compassion comes understanding. Like I said, you have that understanding that, yeah, we're human beings. We fuck up, we succeed. It's all good. It's honestly just how life goes. And there's also a gentleness that comes with that. Yeah, there's compassion, but being gentle. Being nice to yourself, honestly. Giving yourself a break. Allowing yourself to just be. Having that understanding that not everything has to be changed right now. Not everything has to be hard. You don't have to go through these struggles. You are allowed to just be. You can be gentle with yourself. So now we've come to the conclusion that yes, we've accepted ourselves. Yeah, there are things we might want to change. And no, we're not going to beat ourselves up through any journey that we have. You are you by yourself. So another important thing to remember is you are you by yourself. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody else. I know this is cheesy as fuck, but comparison is the thief of all joy. Yeah, you can Google it and find it. It's gonna pop up. But comparing yourself to other people, comparing yourself to your past self is just gonna hold you back. It's gonna be like that beeping noise in your head that's gonna be like, yup, you aren't there yet. Yeah, look at you. It's very unnecessary and it's going to stunt your growth because you're going to be so focused on what was back there, what's over there, instead of focusing on what is right in front of you. And that's what matters, is what's right in front of you. Or, kind of off to the sides because paths aren't straight. You kind of zigzag. But yeah, so stop comparing yourselves to other people because essentially other people don't really matter. Other people's opinions are a reflection of themselves. What they decide to project onto you are just things that they have learned, that they have been through. It's how they operate through the world. You don't have to take that on. You do not have to look at the world through everybody else's glasses. You can and should design and put on your own pair of glasses to view the world so you can operate how you want to operate, so you can live the world how you want to live through the world. Like when it comes to insecurities and stuff, there are a lot of things about myself that I was not insecure until other people pointed them out. And the only reason they pointed them out is because that's what they learned to do, because that's how they were taught. Like with hip dips, I did not know that hip dips were a bad thing until I fucking got on TikTok and people were like, yeah, look at your hip dips, or here's how you get rid of them, here's how you cover them. Those were other people's insecurities projected outward. Everybody has insecurities, but when you put them on the internet and you connect all these emotions to it, other people will pick up on those. Like there is nothing wrong with you not liking an aspect of your body. But when you get on TikTok and you press record and you go, wow, this aspect is disgusting. Wow, I want to change this so badly. You have to realize you're talking to everybody else with that same aspect. A lot of people were not insecure until people decided to get on the internet and air out all their insecurities. There is nothing wrong with being vulnerable on the internet. Don't get me wrong. Do you know how many times I've cried in my TikTok videos? I am okay with people being vulnerable, but when you attach all these emotions, when you put all this negativity to it, you have to realize that there are other people out there watching that. And that's why, like, I don't put too much stock in a lot of the things that people say, because like I said, people's words, people's opinions, how people operate, it's just a reflection of what they have learned. And I don't have to take that on. I don't have to look at the world as they do. Another important thing is to learn how to disconnect yourself from outside factors. A lot of us search for validation in other areas. Granted, because that's how a lot of us were raised. We were raised to get validation from our parents, from our teachers, and from our peers. We needed that applause to keep going. And so now, as we get older, we still crave that applause. And when people don't give it to us, we get afraid of like rejection. We get afraid of actually continuing to do what it is that we want to do because we got so used to relying on what other people told us, on how other people reacted to the things that we do. Like, I used to run track way back in high school. I know. I used to run track. I used to be like 105 pounds soaking wet. And I stopped running track because my guardian never came to my track meets. When she did, she just sat outside in the car. There was no applause. And if she came to practice with me, I was always getting chastised for something. Literally,
oh my God, y'all.
This lady was crazy. There was a point in time where like I would consistently get perms in my hair because, you know, my guardian felt that it was easier to take care of my hair in that state. And running track, you sweat. This lady yelled at me. I got in trouble because I was sweating out my perm. She was like, why can't you be like the other girls? Look how kept they look. I worked harder than all those other girls. Whenever I do anything, I give 150%. So yeah, I was sweating out my perm. So when I was not getting any validation from this lady, I quit. And I love track. But I quit because the person that was supposed to be hyping me up wasn't doing that. Not at all. So stop looking for validation from other people because you might not get it, but that does not mean you have to stop doing it, what it is that you love to do. Nobody gets to dictate how you move or how you feel about yourself. Nobody should have that much power over you. Because at the end of the day, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to accept yourself in whatever state it is. And with that, eventually, this is not a guarantee, you might gain consistent confidence. And even if you don't gain confidence, you will still have the ability to go out and be you regardless. I know I rambled throughout this entire video, and I will get better. Trust me, I'm going to get better at talking to you guys without stuttering and sounding like somebody that took drugs that they shouldn't have. I will get there. I'm still learning to project my own personality through the camera. And I am very much hyper rabbit when I start talking. Also, I've been sitting here drinking iced coffee, so that's fine. That's okay. But I hope what I said helped a little bit. I hope somebody resonates with my words. And if you don't, I'm still gonna upload this video anyways, besties, because, you know, I told myself I would, so I am. Again, I'm not feeling too confident in this, but I'm gonna do it anyways. And if I don't get the validation from my besties, that's okay. That's perfectly, I'm not gonna beat myself about it. I'm gonna push upload and then I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna Speedy Gonzalez my way away from the computer. But yeah, like I said, guys, I'm gonna get better at this. Please bear with me. And you know how it goes. Buckle up, besties, cause you're in for a fucking ride. I love you.
Don't talk too soon, I ain't dead yet, but I am holy.